Today, Archangel Michael and Jesus say, if you skip us now, you will lose both of us forever. You have 10 seconds. God says, chosen one, do not skip this. No matter what, open this right now. My beloved child, don't skip. Stay till the end. Something massive is waiting for you today. Listen carefully. The moment your eyes landed here, something shifted in heaven. Archangel Michael just stopped mid-flight. Jesus turned his head. A file with your name, a file that's been sealed for months, just cracked open. Don't scroll. Not now. You feel that tightness in your chest? That sudden weight? That's not anxiety, my child. That's heaven trying to stop you from walking away from the one thing you've been crying for. I'm Archangel Michael, and I'm standing between you and a tragedy you don't even see coming. If you leave now, if you scroll past this message, you will miss the 48-hour window that determines whether your next season opens or shuts permanently. Stay with me. Don't move. Don't blink. Because what I'm about to show you, the attitude that shocked heaven, the verdict that just got written in your favor, and the one move that seals your protection you will never hear anywhere else. Heaven is holding its breath. Your enemies think you're about to break, but they don't know what I know. Don't skip, my child. Your destiny just hit a turning point, and if you stay until the end, you'll understand why even I was amazed. My child, I need you to breathe for a second, because I'm about to read your life like a book heaven's been holding open for months. You've been waking up at 3 a.m., haven't you? Not because you want to, because your body won't let you rest. Your mind starts running bills, prescriptions, that pain in your side you haven't told anyone about. You grab your phone, check the bank app. Again. Like the number's gonna change. It won't. You sit there in the dark, and the silence in that house feels heavier than it should. No texts, no calls. Holidays don't feel like holidays anymore. You smile in public because that's what you do. But when you close that door, my beloved, you unravel, and nobody knows. They don't see you counting pills on the kitchen counter, trying to make them stretch till next month. They don't hear you on the phone with the insurance company, explaining the same thing for the 40th time. They don't feel that ache in your chest at 2 a.m., the one that preaches sermons about everything you've lost. You've been strong so long, you forgot what it feels like to be held. Listen to me. I know about the betrayal, family who walked away, friends who couldn't handle your season, church people who smiled on Sunday and gossiped by Tuesday, co-workers who took credit for your work and acted like you didn't exist. You were drowning, and they called you dramatic. You were breaking, and they called you bitter. You were surviving, and they called you cold. But here's what they didn't know, my child. Here's what you didn't even know. Every time you chose not to curse them back, every time you stayed quiet when you had every right to explode, every time you whispered, God, I don't understand, instead of walking away forever, heaven was recording it. Not because you're perfect, but because you stayed soft in a season designed to make you hard. That's the attitude that stopped Archangel Michael in his tracks. You think you've been abandoned. You think God forgot. You think this pain means you're cursed. But I'm not here to tell you you're cursed, beloved. I'm here to tell you heaven's been tracking your response. And what they wrote in your file 3 days ago, you're not ready for it yet. In just a moment, I'm going to tell you the exact word Jesus used when he saw you refuse to retaliate. The verdict that just got handed down, and the instruction that seals everything. But first, you need to understand why the enemy wanted you to skip this message. Don't move, my child. Stay with me, because your weariness, it just became your weapon. Stay with me, my child. Don't skip, because what I'm about to tell you will change how you see everything that's been hitting you. You've been asking God, why me? Why now? Why this hard? And heaven's been whispering back, because you're not like the others. Listen carefully. The intensity of what you've been facing, the betrayals, the sickness, the financial collapse, the loneliness that cuts so deep you can't even name it, that's not proof you're failing. That's proof you're dangerous to darkness. You're not being targeted because you're weak. You're being targeted because you're rare. The enemy doesn't waste ammunition on people who don't matter. He goes after the ones who carry something he can't touch, something heaven planted in you before you were born. My beloved child, some battles are unfair, Not because God's cruel, but because their assignment level. You're not in a random fight, you're in a designed attack. And here's what shocked heaven. Your attitude, under fire. Not your strength, not your faith, your attitude. See, the enemy expected you to curse. He expected you to retaliate. He expected you to become what hurt you, bitter, cold, vengeful. But you didn't. Even when they lied about you, you stayed quiet. Even when the money ran out, you didn't steal. Even when your body broke down, you didn't blame God. You chose a holy composure, not denial, not passivity. A posture that said, I don't understand this, but I won't become this. And that, my child, that stopped Archangel Michael in his tracks. Because that's the posture of the anointed. That's the posture of Joseph in the prison. That's the posture of Jesus under accusation. Joseph's brothers threw him in a pit, sold him like livestock. He had every right to destroy them when he rose to power. But listen to what he said. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. That's the attitude heaven celebrates. Not the one that screams loudest, the one that stays righteous when everything says, fight dirty. Jesus didn't have to yell to win. He didn't have to defend himself to Pilate. His silence was his weapon. And your silence, your refusal to curse back, to give up, to become bitter, that silence just wrote a verdict in heaven's courtroom. Now listen. Heaven didn't just notice. Heaven responded. Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. You could have spoken death over yourself. You could have cursed your life, your calling, your future, but you didn't. And Romans 12:21 says, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. My child, you've been overcoming, in the dark, in the silence, in the pain nobody saw. And Luke 12:2 promises, nothing is covered that will not be revealed. What's been hidden, your faithfulness, your tears, your quiet obedience, it's about to be uncovered. Not just to you, to everyone who doubted you. Stay with me. Don't scroll, because the verdict just came down. And what I'm about to show you next will prove why even I was amazed. Stay with me, my child. Don't scroll, because what I'm about to tell you is going to shift everything you thought you knew about your suffering. Heaven just closed a case. Your case. And the verdict came down in your favor. Listen carefully. There was a moment, maybe you don't even remember it, when you had every right to curse back, every right to burn the bridge, every right to return the betrayal with the same venom they used on you. But you didn't. You forgave when it was costly. You stayed kind while you were bleeding. You refused to become what hurt you. And heaven recorded it. Not just recorded it, my beloved. Heaven stopped. The angels watching your life, they leaned in. Archangel Michael turned to Jesus and said, look at this one. Look at what they just did. Because what you thought was weakness, heaven called it maturity. What you thought was letting them win, heaven called it victory. You didn't just survive the attack, my child. You disarmed it. Now here's what most people don't understand about forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't saying what they did was okay. It's not approval. It's not weakness. It's release. You release the poison before it could kill you from the inside. Romans 12:21 says it plain. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. You did that. And when you did, you triggered something in the spirit realm that your enemies never saw coming. The gavel dropped. The verdict was written, and the consequences are already in motion. Not violence, not revenge, but something far more powerful. Exposure, reversal, separation, confusion of their schemes. What they tried to bury you with, that's now the soil you're growing in. What they planted to destroy you, they're about to trip over it themselves. Watch what happens next, my beloved child. Watch how their own plans start to backfire. Watch how their narrative starts to collapse. Watch how the truth they tried to hide starts rising to the surface without you saying a word. This is divine blowback. Their attack is rebounding. Their schemes are disorienting them. Their hidden motives are being exposed. And the people who were never aligned with your destiny, they're falling away naturally. You don't have to fight. You don't have to defend yourself. Heaven already moved on your behalf. But here's the part that's going to make you sit up. This verdict doesn't just clear your name, it triggers acceleration. Everything that was delayed while you were under attack, it's about to move at double speed. The doors that were stuck, they're about to swing open so fast you'll barely have time to process it. Don't skip, my child. Stay with me. Because the next part reveals exactly what happens when heaven's justice starts flowing in your direction. And trust me, you're going to want to know how to receive it. Stay with me, my child. Don't move, because what I'm about to tell you is going to sound impossible until it starts happening. Heaven just shifted your timeline. What was scheduled for later is being pulled forward. What you thought would take years is collapsing into days. This is not hype. This is not motivation. This is divine acceleration, and it's already in motion. Listen carefully. I'm going to give you 5 signs that prove you've entered this new season. And if even 2 of these are happening right now, you need to pay very close attention. Sign number 1. The attack rebounds. The people who've been coming against you, they suddenly look panicked, confused, like they just hit a wall they didn't see coming. That's not coincidence, my beloved. That's your shield going active. Sign number 2. You have peace that doesn't match your circumstance. Your bank account says panic. Your body says worry. But something inside you is strangely calm. That's Psalm 23 peace, my child. That's the table being set while your enemies watch. Sign number 3. Increased clarity. You see through things now. The lies don't stick anymore. The manipulation feels obvious. The fake feels fake. That's not you getting cynical, that's you getting sharp. Sign number 4. Misaligned people exit without drama. They just fade. No big blow up, no explanation. They're just gone, and you're not even chasing them. That's heaven, cleaning house for what's coming. Sign number 5. A nearness. You can't explain it, but you feel it. Something is close, something good, something big. And every time you try to dismiss it, it comes back stronger. If you're feeling even one of these signs, my child, listen to me. Your new chapter is not coming. It's here, and this is what it brings. Financial relief. Not a lottery, not a miracle check, but unexpected help. A debt that eases. Provision from a place you didn't see coming. Someone says yes when you expected no. A door opens you didn't even knock on. Health strengthening. Your stamina comes back. That report comes back better than expected. One phone call changes the whole picture. And suddenly, you're not just surviving, you're standing. Relationship repair, or if not repair, then replacement. Safe love, loyal companionship, people who don't drain you, but fill you. And the loneliness you've carried for so long, it starts to lift. Inner healing, the grief that crushed you, it becomes gentler. The shame that haunted you, it loses its voice. And sleep, my child, sleep returns. But listen closely. There is one instruction. If you miss this, you'll leak the blessing before it fully lands. Stay with me. Don't skip. Because what I'm about to tell you next is the difference between receiving this season and watching it pass you by. Stay with me, my beloved child. Don't scroll. Don't move. Because what I'm about to give you isn't theory. It's instruction. And if you follow it, everything shifts. You've been walking through fire. I know that. Heaven knows that. But here's what most people miss. The way you move through the fire determines what you carry out of it. So listen close. First, guard your mouth like your life depends on it. Because it does. Proverbs 18:21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." You've been rehearsing worst-case scenarios like they're prophecy. Stop. Right now. Stop speaking defeat over yourself. Stop saying, "I'll never get out of this." Stop agreeing with the voice that says, "You're too old, too broken, too late." Your words aren't just noise, my child. They're seeds, and you've been planting thorns when heaven's trying to grow you a garden. Second, hold your posture. Romans 12:21 says, "Be not overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." You've been injured. I see it. Heaven sees it. But don't you dare become bitter just because someone else became cruel. Bitterness is a poison you drink hoping someone else dies. It won't hurt them. It'll kill you. So you hold that head up. You keep that heart soft, not because they deserve it, because you do. Third, set boundaries without guilt. I'm gonna say this like a New Yorker. Distance is not hatred, it's wisdom. You don't owe access to people who drain your spirit. You don't owe explanations to folks who twist your words. And you sure don't owe loyalty to anyone who's been betting on your collapse. Jesus withdrew to pray. He set boundaries. So can you. Now here's what you do today. Not tomorrow. Today. Write down 3 things that are stealing your peace. 3 worries, 3 fears, 3 weights. Write them down. Pray over that paper. Then tear it up. Rip it into pieces. Throw it away. That's not superstition, my child. That's a physical act of release. Your body needs to feel the letting go. Next, call one safe person. 1. If you don't have that, find one community touch point. A church, a group, a neighbor who checks on you. You were not made to carry this alone. Then do one thing for your health. 1. Drink water. Take a walk. Take your meds. Make that appointment you've been avoiding. Faith is not neglect. God gave you a body. Steward it. And do one thing with your money. Check one bill. Ask for a plan. Request assistance if you need it. Provision meets movement, my child. Heaven's trying to help you. But you gotta open the door. Now stay with me. Because I'm about to speak a covering over you. This part matters. Don't skip. Don't scroll. Your attitude shocked heaven because you kept moving when everything said stop. You kept believing when the evidence said quit. You kept your heart soft when the world said harden up. And now heaven's moving on your behalf. So you move like the chosen one you are. You guard your words. You hold your posture. You set your boundaries. And you take one step today. Just one. Because that's all heaven needs to break the dam. My beloved child, I need you to hear this with your whole spirit. Heaven just called you something. A name they don't give lightly. A name that made the angels stand at attention. They called you a demonstrated warrior of light. Not because you fought people. Not because you won arguments or proved anyone wrong. But because you fought becoming poisoned. You fought bitterness when bitterness had every right to take root. You fought rage when rage was justified. You fought despair when despair was knocking on your door every single morning. And heaven saw it. Jesus saw it. Archangel Michael saw it. They watched you choose silence when you could have destroyed someone with your words. They watched you walk away when you could have burned bridges. They watched you keep praying when prayer felt like talking to an empty sky. That's why the file opened today. That's why this message found you now. Because within the next short window, you're going to see a door crack open that you stopped expecting. A door you thought was welded shut. A door with your name carved into it that heaven's been holding closed until you were ready. And here's what's going to shock you, my child. The person who doubted you, the one who said you'd never make it, the one who walked away when you needed them most, they're going to hear about what happens to you. Not because you told them, not because you rubbed it in their face, but because your breakthrough is going to be so loud, so undeniable, so marked by heaven's fingerprints that the news will travel without you saying a single word. But I need you to do something right now. Not for me, for the record. If you receive this word, if you feel it in your chest like a key turning in a lock, type 999 inches the comments. That's your witness. That's your signature in heaven's ledger. If you're choosing peace over revenge today, if you're letting go of the need to prove yourself, type 777. Let that be your declaration. And listen, my child. There's someone in your life right now who's been quietly breaking. Someone who's smiling on the outside but dying on the inside. Share this message with them. You might be the only voice of heaven they hear today. Subscribe to this channel, not because I need the number, but because you're not walking into this next chapter alone. Heaven's sending you more confirmation, more strategy, more strength. And if you want me to pray for your city specifically, drop your city name in the comments. I'm praying directionally. I'm calling your region by name before the throne. Your attitude shocked heaven, my child. Now watch heaven shock your enemies. The door is opening. Your season is turning. Your name is being called. Don't you dare give up now. Stay with me. Your breakthrough is already in motion.